What's going on, internet? Welcome back to the That Thot Podcast, where we do the exact opposite. I'm your host, The Barbecue, and we are on episode number 15. And if you've been rocking with me so far, I appreciate it. It is the day I'm recording this is February 12th, 2021, which means it is Black History Month. And if you've looked at the title, you pretty much know what this video is going to be about. But we do have a full episode today. So I got some good topics, and if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share it to your mom. She's gonna love this episode. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, rate this 5 stars. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere if you want to listen. All right, so let's just hop on into the show, and I appreciate all support, as I said earlier. All right, so let's hop into quick bits. This weekend we had the Super Bowl. That was last weekend, right? Yeah, we had the Super Bowl, and I honestly, bro, I've never been so not invested into a Super Bowl in my life, and it kind of makes me sad because I used to love the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was like a holiday to me, and now it's just like, who's playing? Like, really, it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs, and I just got off work, so I missed like the first quarter, and I told my wife, I was like, dude, I am just going to watch the halftime show. That's all I really care about. But I got home early enough where I actually caught some of the second quarter, and by that point the game started swaying one way. I was like, dude, definitely after this halftime show, I'm not watching the rest of this game. I already knew it. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the game. Shout out to them. The coaching staff is mostly minorities, so shout out to them. Good coaching staff they have over there. And NFL, y'all should take notice of that. Staff like that can look like that can do that. So they won. Tom Brady got his 7th ring. I freaking hate Tom Brady. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just because I can acknowledge at this point that he's the GOAT. Like, statistics, like with the numbers, he is the GOAT. I can't deny that. But I was a huge Peyton Manning fan, and honestly, when Peyton Manning left the league, I legit stopped watching football. Like, I'm now more into college football, which I never, ever, if you told me that as a kid, I'd be like, you're lying. I used to love the NFL. Now I barely watch it. I didn't watch any whole games this year. Not a single one. And that's so crazy because I used to be so invested in the football. I used to buy Maddens every year. The last Madden I bought was like Madden 18. And that is crazy to me. And now I'm more better at 2K than Madden. So, God, don't even get me down this rabbit hole. But Tom Brady won. Shout out to the Trump supporter Tom Brady. Oh, dude, the dude got wasted, I saw, apparently. Anyway, to the main story of the Super Bowl, The Weeknd performed. As you can see, I'm dripped out again in The Weeknd tour merch. This is actually a black shirt instead of The Weeknd's. He opened up for The Weeknd when he was on tour, so I really enjoy that show, and I can't wait to see him in concert again if I ever am blessed to see him again, which that is another, I'm just insert this right here, that's another quick bit. The Weeknd announced his 2022 tour, and dropped the tickets, and he's gonna be down here near me twice. He's gonna be in Georgia and he's gonna be in Charlotte, so I'm gonna try my best to get down to that concert, because if the halftime show was a taste of what we're gonna get during the tour, my soul, my spirit, my body is ready for this tour. And I love that. I love After Hours, as y'all know. I'm not gonna sit here, I'm trying to fly through this because y'all know I love The Weeknd. I can talk about anything related to him for hours. So I'm so ready for this tour. Anyway, back to the halftime show. So he announced a while ago that he was going to be performing at halftime, and when he did that, I was thinking, I was like, okay, The Weeknd is my favorite artist, honestly. Like, if there's anybody that's going to drop an album and I'm going to be interested in it, it's going to be him. I'm going to drop what I'm doing and listen to it. That and probably Kendrick, I guess. And I was like, this is going to go one or two ways. One, everybody's going to love it. Or two, a lot of people aren't going to know who he is. But I think he's reached such a status now that a lot of people do know who he is. And what we saw at the end of the performance was such a split because I paid a lot of attention to this. A lot of people might not care, but I paid a lot of attention to what people said about his performance, because I want people to like my favorite artists, obviously, but I don't need you to. I don't give a shit if you don't like The Weeknd or like his music. But so he performed, and I thought it was amazing, and he performed almost, I think actually he performed every era of his discography. I can't talk today, I'm sorry. Rate this 5 stars. And he performed After Hours, Starboy, Beauty Behind the Madness, some of the Trilogy album, and I was just like, this is perfect. It was perfect for me personally as a big, deep, diehard fan. And I looked at this whole story, and I was just like, good job, man. I really am so happy for him that this man went from homeless to performing at the biggest stage in the world. He had so many eyes on him that night, and it was just, I feel like a proud parent. That's how I felt. Like, I've been listening to The Weeknd since I was a little kid, and to see him finally escalate to this level of stardom is just amazing. And he still gets shit on at the Grammy, so that's also crazy. But anyway, back to the backlash. People were really, really going in on him about the level of performance that he gave personally. And I was just like, man, The Weeknd is not a dancer. I think people expected him to get out there and pop lock and shit like he was Chris Brown and stuff. Bro, he has never like put up a dance routine in his life. Like, I don't understand where that came from. The comparison came towards, they're comparing him to Jennifer Lopez, they're comparing him to Beyonce. You know that's not what he's known for. So why would you expect that out of him? They're saying the bar is set so high for women, which I can kind of understand, because whatever women act they usually, whatever female act they usually choose, they're usually already dancers. I mean, if you look back to the most recent ones, I think the only one who wasn't, does Katy Perry dance? I don't even know. I think she might have did a dance routine or something. I'm not sure. I don't even know. Yeah. I think that she did a big show too. So that was I guess okay with everybody else too. But I don't think she did that much dancing either. And if you look back to like when they have country singers perform, did they dance? Did they do all this stuff? They probably just play the guitar and have a bunch of fireworks. And like, okay, like to have that comparison to every female performer that has gone on stage there is just not fair. And just to call him out just because he didn't dance and do all this stuff, it's not fair, because he's not a dancer. So people expecting that were really reaching for something there. So he got a lot of backlash just for it not being, for him not doing as much, which I think is crazy, because he himself put up $7 million of his own money, and performers don't get paid to perform at the halftime show. They take that money out of their own pocket to make their own kind of show. And he paid all those dancers, all those musicians to do all that stuff for his concert, and the stage, the setup, design, it was all out of his pocket. And he put on a great show. And I'm gonna stop talking about it now, because I feel like this has gone on too long. So the memes that came out of it were also funny. I have to give credit to that. the memes of him like running around like he was in a mirror house, that was funny as shit. So yeah, the Weeknd did great on his performance, and that's all I'll say about it. Okay, I'm done. Next bit of quick bits. Somehow we're still in quick bits 9 minutes in. Gina Carano was canceled from or dropped from, or fired I should say, from Lucasfilms and The Mandalorian and everything that they got going on at Disney. So I honestly was not that privy to this situation before all this came out. I think I found out about it like 2 days ago, and apparently she was going in on her Twitter, her Instagram, talking about how, basically from what I got from it, from all the videos and all the articles I read, is that her most recent thing was that she was comparing the plight of the Jewish people to what now people are putting Republicans through on social media. And Lucasfilm and Disney dropped her ass. So she also apparently went on trans people, and that dude, read the room, man. Come on. And people are trying to defend her, saying that she really changed the show, and she was a big stepping stone in the universe, and I'm just like, was she that pivotal? If you look at Mandalorian, do you think Gina Carano's character was that pivotal in the show that they really needed her? Has anyone talked about her in the show? Honestly, bro, they could have put any more buff type woman in that role, and I think they would have had the same effect. I think it probably would have had a bigger effect if they put somebody like Ronda Rousey in it. Like, that's all they were going for, and it's not like she made that the biggest effect in the show. I just think that they wrote her that way. I don't think she personally brought anything else to the show. So to have them defending her on that point just seemed like a kind of moot point to me. I'm just like, did she really bring anything else to that show? And apparently they were talking about scrapping her. They're talking about giving her own show as well. And I'm just like, I wouldn't be that interested in it, to be honest. But I'd probably watch it just because it's in the same universe. But I don't know. I think they did the right thing by dropping her, and apparently they're looking for reasons to drop her for a while. This isn't like a new thing. She's been tweeting and saying wild shit for a long time. So I think this is a long time coming, and they finally found a reason to get her ass up out of here. So yeah, that's that, man. She's not gonna be in the next season of Mandalorian, if there is one. A lot of people saying there's gonna be another season. I think the Mandalorian by itself should probably be wrapped up. To me, it was a decent ending. I think they should wrap that show up by now, like right now. I don't think they need a third season, to be honest. But that is it for quick bits. Let me know what y'all think about those stories. Let's hop into gaming. Sorry, I'm saying so much. I know that is my podcast tick. I am trying to get better at it. I'm trying to get better at it. I went back and watched like one of my episodes, and I was just like, damn, I say a lot, but a lot of podcasters do it, and that's just like one of the least annoying ones that I've noticed, like in podcasting. A lot of people will say like a lot. I know I say it sometimes, but sometimes it's actually useful in a sentence to try to get to the next part of what you're saying. But I really don't. I'm trying to fix my tics when it comes to podcasting. Still, even 15 episodes in, I'm still trying to get better with podcasting and whatnot. So let's hop into gaming. Let's look. There we go. That's the first one. Don't count the rest of it. Don't count the rest of it, bro. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. The less you think about it, the less you hear it. Right. So, Jesus Christ, I can't stop now. Okay. This is terrible. Rate this 5 stars. PlayStation. I'm trying so hard not to say it. I'm cracking up. Amazon is basically giving away Sony games. And they're gonna be like 70% off. I have the article here. This is pretty much just 2K21, The Last of Us Part 2, and Final Fantasy. They're gonna be on sale. 2K21 is gonna be like $50. So that's not that big of a sale. That's like $10 off of what it should originally be. But as you know, they moved the price of 2K up to $70. So $20 off is just bringing it down like really 10%, $10 off. And I usually don't buy 2K games when they first come out. And I'm skipping this year, by the way. I played 2K20 and I usually skip every other year. I usually skip the year in between one. So I bought 2K20 and the next one I bought would be 2K22. Because buying the same game every year, it's really stupid. Spending $60, now $70 every year just for the same damn game. It seems very stupid. 2K community, wake up. They haven't really changed much in the game. The servers are still laggy. Y'all know this, and y'all just keep sponsoring and buying the same game every year. Please stop it. Please stop it. Do something. If y'all want a better product, make them work for it. They can't just reskin the same game and y'all just keep buying it. Stop. I guess the same with Madden, but at least I can say that Madden has changed and they're trying to adapt and evolve. With Madden, at least they're doing the ultimate teams and the card packs and all that stuff. I mean, I guess 2K is doing some of that too. But Madden, if you've played Madden like 13, I'd say Madden 13 was the pinnacle of Madden for me. And then if you play from 13 on, they've changed so much in the game. Like, it's a completely different game. You can't even really play it like you used to. So yeah, I just wish that the community would step up and actually do something if they wanted a better product. Anyway, next story. Microsoft announces its first gaming event of 2021, and that event will be taking place. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the screen, but I'm trying to find the date of it. This event will take place on the 23rd through the 24th. And I know this isn't the biggest story, but for gaming events, as you remember from last year, E3 got canceled, TwitchCon got canceled. A lot of the big events were just held digitally. EA Play, all those events, they are all held digitally. So I think this one will be more so an in-person thing, and also it's an AI/gaming research summit. So this is not a game showcase. It's not the biggest news in the world, but at least we are going to get something. We might be inching towards getting something in person this year. I'm not going to say that Gamescom or all these things are going to actually happen this year, but I mean, with them doing this, maybe we can get back to some type of normalcy. So I just thought that was interesting. I thought it was worth putting in the notes that they are at least considering having in-person events this year. So there's that. So next up we have Best Buy doing the same thing pretty much Amazon is doing with almost the same games. I don't know why I put both of them on here, but Best Buy and Amazon are putting some games on sale. This one's for President's Day, and the link that I use is not working, so we're just gonna move on to the next story. The games are pretty much were the same, The Last of Us 2, and there's some other games that they're gonna have on sale, so make sure you look and check even online to see if any of your stores are selling any of the games that you're interested in. I think Assassin's Creed Valhalla was on there too, so if you're looking in some single player games that interest you that you didn't want to buy at full price, which I would consider The Last of Us 2 to be one of those games, I wouldn't have bought that game at full price, to be honest, because I mean, there's so many people playing it and the gameplay didn't really change that much. So I feel like you weren't missing that much. And personally, now having gone back and knowing everything that happens in the story with part 2, I don't know how that won Game of the Year, but okay. I think it won Game of the Year, but I don't know how that happened. Anyway, last part of the gaming news is February 2021's PlayStation Games of the Month. So this month you get, if you have PlayStation Plus, you get Destruction All-Stars Control Ultimate Edition and Concrete Genie. I've never heard of Concrete Genie, but those other two games are pretty decent. I actually started off playing, I said on my last episode that I was going to download Destruction All-Stars. I played it. I don't understand it at all. I wish I did. If somebody can explain this game to me, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just driving in my car, hopping out of my car, punching people, hopping back in my car. That's all I'm doing. I don't understand what to do with the game. The tutorial didn't really explain much. They explained how to move around in the game, but they never explained the objectives. So I'm just lost when it comes to that game. It looks fun. I want to enjoy it, but I just don't know what I'm doing. So there's that. For Xbox games this month, you get Gears 5, which was the February 1st through the 28th. So that's a pretty good game to get. That's one of their mainstays. Xbox really doesn't have too many concrete console exclusives right now, but you also get Resident Evil 1st through the 28th. That's the whole month. I don't know why they even put that on there, that it was those dates. I guess to tell you that it's the whole date. Okay. Dandara Trials of Fear, never heard of that game. Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb, which is an older game, and Lost Planet 2. I guess some of those games are just on sale. So yeah, those are the games that you'll be getting on your Xbox Games Pass or whatever. So that's pretty much it for gaming news. Let's hop on into media, pretty much what I've been watching recently. I've only been watching 2 shows really since the last episode. I started and finished Insecure on HBO. With this show, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole show. I watched all 4 seasons, and it was interesting. I'll say that. The acting was really good. I feel like all those, pretty much everybody fit their role perfectly. There's no actors I was like, damn, they're really just taking me out of it. So I'll give the acting a really good A+ for me. The story was decent. It's just a messy ass situation. That's the best way I could describe the show. It's the black struggle in LA pretty much, and just messy ass drama. That's all that show really is to me. But it does make you think about, they put themselves in some certain situations that I never even thought about before. And that really, I was watching it with my wife, and it made both of us think, like, what would we do in that situation? Like, one of those, this is not a spoiler. Well, it could be. I'm not gonna say that. But there was a really interesting situation about dating someone and being friends with someone who who is now dating your ex. Yeah, being friends with someone who's now dating your ex, and that's a situation, interesting situation to be in, and it makes you think. Certain situations like that are really mind opening. Next up, we have WandaVision. I told you fuckers, I told you guys that this show was gonna pop off, and it did. It finally did. Shout out to all the people that gave up on WandaVision because the first 2 episodes were black and white. Y'all took the L. Hold that L if you gave up on the show. The show is now fire. The show is now fire. I'm not gonna spoil it, but go watch WandaVision. It is turning up, and I am really thoroughly enjoying it. And everything I said about why, I don't want to spoil it. But everything I said in the last episode about why black people are so accepted in that universe makes sense now, and I was completely right about everything that was happening. I am a goat. Anyway, that is it for me. That's all I've been watching. I told y'all it was a slow burn, and it's finally paying off, which a lot of shows are. I enjoy slow burn shows, but it sucks when it doesn't pay off. A lot of people were thinking that WandaVision wasn't going to pay off in the end, and it really did. So yeah, I'm that dude. I can see potential when it's presented. All right, so now life section. The only thing that's been going on in my life really is I got fully vaccinated today. I literally came back from getting my second shot of the vaccine today, and I feel good. I don't have 3 arms growing, so the vaccine is working out for me real good. We'll see what else comes with being fully vaccinated later. So yeah, that's what's going on. And Valentine's Day is coming up in 2 days. So if you forgot that Valentine's Day was a thing, if you have a Valentine's, if you have a crush on somebody, you want them to be your Valentine's, man, go shoot your shot, bro. You only live once, and there's a lot of shit going on right now. If you have feelings for somebody, let them know. And that's pretty much all I have for the life section. Now we're gonna hop into the last portion of the show. And if you've seen the thumbnail or whatever, you know what the thing is, you know what the topic is. But before we do that, I want to shout out my socials. Go follow me on TikTok, Instagram, join the Discord, follow me on Twitch, all that stuff. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't already. If you're already here watching the video, you might as well subscribe, help a brother out. I'm trying to grow this channel and make more content for you guys, but we need to grow. Now, let's hop into the topic of the day, which is inspirations. Now, I figured this would be such a good topic and such a good time to do this topic just because it is Black History Month, and some of these people hopefully will be remembered in the Black history of just the internet, I guess. And I just really picked a lot of my inspirations from gaming, YouTube, like creation, everything. I just took a lot of my inspirations and put them all on a list so I can sit down here, look at them, and appreciate all of them. The first, I have 3 separate portions of who I am just thankful for and I take inspirations from and I looked up to at some point. Now, these people might have done some stuff that you don't agree with if you even know who they are. These are all Black creators that I thought that I just shine my light on, my small little flashlight. I just thought I'd shine my light on them just for a second and give them props and give them all flowers while they are here. And maybe one day see this. I doubt it, but maybe, I don't know, somebody will see this and be like, hey, I really respect that they even thought of me or mentioned me. So some of the ones I have, these people that I'm about to name in this first small category were very instrumental of me even getting on here and ever even deciding to have a career or start doing this as a hobby in this space. These people were so inspirational and such founders of YouTube mostly. I think all this list is mostly YouTube people. These guys like really paved the way for other people to come up and grow and be in this space. So I have first on my list is someone I think without him, I probably honestly wouldn't even be doing this. He was like legit my first inspiration to ever get on this platform. And that's Kain Carter. Like if I had an old YouTube channel where I took so much inspiration from him that I was like, damn, I can't upload this. This is pretty much stealing, but not in that way. I didn't steal any of his content. I made all my own stuff, but took his kind of like format and did it for my own. That didn't go anywhere, so you don't have to worry about that. All those videos are gone anyway. So Kain Carter was such a big inspiration to me, and his storytelling, his production on all his videos were so good. He was like one of the best storytellers for Black YouTube in the coming of age times. Like, it was like when YouTube was damn near a baby, it felt like he was like one of the first people that were there and giving Black creators such a good name, and showed that we can be funny and we can be very productive in this space. So Kain Carter, HotDamnirock, whatever you want to call him, he still creates, and whenever he drops a video, I am damn sure for one of the first ones to listen in and look at it. But he'll probably even say it himself, he's not the same guy that used to make those videos, and I understand that. He's gone through a lot in his life, and I have been very supportive in whatever he's doing. I just want him to stay here and be in good health. So if you know anything about his story, it's very deep and it gets very interesting the more you learn about him. Next up, we have Jerry Lavigne, which, interesting note, they did videos together, Jerry Lavigne and Kain Carter. Kain Carter is how I found Jerry Lavigne, and Jerry Lavigne's still doing things that are more family oriented today. He's not the same guy at all that he started off on YouTube as. And I think a lot of these guys are on this list because they showed so much maturity. They both matured so much, and they both came in at interesting times in their careers, and just to look where they are now, and it's just like, wow, you can do this, and you don't have to keep doing the same thing forever. You can grow, you can evolve your content and still be who you are, and even learn from who you were. So he's still an inspiration to me, though I don't agree with everything that he's saying on his podcast with his wife, which is I Disagree podcast. Go check that out. That was pretty good. I still appreciate him and all he's done for content creation and us Black content creators. Next up, we have Phillip and Emmanuel Hudson. These two dudes, man, I know Emmanuel really gets more spotlight than Phillip nowadays, but they both were very instrumental in that big ass wave we just had with skits and making song parodies. The Black community really like elevated itself when him, Phillip and Emmanuel, and the next person I have on the list, Spoken Reasons, collabed and made Asking All Those Questions. That was like one of the biggest videos ever. I just thought about some more names just talking about this that I didn't put on this list, and I feel really bad for not putting them on this list. But they really, you look at Emmanuel, his career skyrocketed. He's been on Wild 'N Out, and I think he's had some acting roles here and there, and they've both been consistently staying making new videos. Now, Spoken Reasons, I haven't like kept up with him that much. I'm just gonna be completely honest, but it's not like just out of a lack of trying. I'm just really busy, and I don't watch that many people on YouTube anymore. But they are both really instrumental in everything that we have going on now. And lastly, for the history of this, Deshawn Raw, if you're a Black creator and you don't know who Deshawn Raw is, but I'm not a rapper, that's all I have to say. And you should have some kind of recollection of that era that he had with those rap battle parodies. And yeah, I say go look up the story of where he is now and what happened to his career, because I put him on this list because he is so one, he was so funny, and two, he made mistakes in his career, and I learned so much from his mistakes. You learn from all these people and what to do, what not to do, and it's really just interesting to look at all their stories and see where all of them have come. Before I move on to the next portion of my list, I want to include Cartoon Management, because he's so creative with his cartoons that he makes on this platform. I've been trying to support him as much as I could for a long time, and like I said, I haven't been on YouTube. Like, I don't like really watch too many other YouTubes because I don't want to steal inspiration from them, or I wouldn't call it inspiration stealing, but I like to think of my own things and not like use other people's content for content. So yeah, that I put him in there as well, and I felt bad that I didn't put him on this list because I actually bought like a lot of merch from him when he was making Berry Tales and Jay's Life. That was such a good show, man. I respected him for ending Jay's Life because I think he was trying to get it on Adult Swim, but I don't know if that ever worked out. So shout out to Cartoon Management. You can go find all these people. Most of these people are still pretty active on YouTube, so go check them out. They're all great black content creators, and I respect them for what they all went through and the lessons that they've taught me just by existing. All right, now the next up, we're gonna hop into the gaming inspiration category, and this one is very interesting because these are all people that I looked up to because I didn't see many people that look like me in this space of gaming. And I know I don't have on this list, and even the list before, I don't have the biggest array of gamers on here. I don't watch that many streamers that are the biggest streamers. I watch quite a few, and here are some of them. So I think Chase Money is for sure one of them. He could have easily just went into the history category too when it comes to inspiration. So Chase Money was very instrumental. I used to watch a lot of his playthroughs. I used to watch so many of his 2K videos. His community is really hilarious. He's hilarious, and he definitely for sure belongs on this list. ChrisSmoove, Agent Zero, both of them are really good content creators, and they make mostly 2K videos, I believe still. And Berleezy is a person I'm new to watching, and I think he's very interesting, and I'm looking forward to discovering more about him and what his content creation is. And lastly, TheBlackHokage is one of my favorite creators on this platform. I've been watching him since he was in the MWN, and he's said it several times that he doesn't want to be called that anymore because it used to stand for Modern War Negro, and he changed the name to Black-Hokage. But he's pretty much at a grandfather state. A lot of these people they've been doing this for so long, like almost 10 plus years in their careers, and they're still doing it, still being very active and very relevant on this platform. Also, TSM Daquan. I don't know if he's still TSM, but Daquan was one of my favorite streamers on the Twitch platform. He was one of the first streamers I watched on Twitch, and I really wish he'd make a comeback because I miss his streams. I miss watching them. But yeah, I definitely appreciate them all and what they've all done for the community, and just being inspirational to me and what I'm doing. And I don't know. That's it. That's all for the gaming category. Those are all great. Also, black content creators. Everybody on this list is a black content creator, and they all deserve the more recognition than they are all getting right now. Lastly, I made a last list for my current influences in just, I don't know, in general in media, social media, I guess. To start off with, Dante. He's somebody that I'm new to watching personally. I've probably been watching him at this point for probably about 8 months. I'd say, if I could put a time on it, I've probably been watching him for about 8 months. I don't know too much about him, but apparently he's been doing this for a long time too. So I hear his name come up in a lot of spaces that aren't Twitch or that aren't YouTube as well. So that means his influence has surpassed a lot of these platforms that are on here. So I think that is very that says a lot about his brand and what he can do on this platform. On these platforms, sorry. Next up, CupahNoodles. She is somebody I just randomly found on Twitch one day. I didn't even know who she was, and she was so funny. She has such a vibrant personality. I completely see why she's a Twitch ambassador. She is such a good talker, and her community is so wholesome, and she's just hilarious. She's one of my favorite streamers on Twitch as well. Now some of the rest of these are not like Twitch streamers, but more so I think YouTubers. Abba and Preach, I just recently started watching them as well. They make content mostly on current events and relationships mostly, and I learn a lot from them because they're not American. I think they're originally from, is it Canada? I think it's Canada. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I watch them a lot, and they talk about how things are different in America, and I see that both of them are not from America. So yeah, they're very interesting. I suggest go checking out their channel. I get a lot of inspiration from them because they talk about current events that I don't even know that are going on, and they're just very thought-provoking and interesting. So they're also comedians, so go check out their comedy as well. Now, a new one of these guys that I really just stumbled upon just going through YouTube. His rise on the YouTube platform should be highly praised, and that's D'Angelo Wallace. D'Angelo Wallace, I still don't know how I found out about his videos, but I think I found out about his videos via the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star and James Charles era of, he made 3 videos about them. They're all very in-depth about everything that went on between them. Even though I didn't care, but I literally sat down and watched all 3. They were like very long too. I was like, why am I watching this? And it's just because of his presentation of the information. His voice is buttery smooth. Like, he should read me a bedtime story and I'd be very appreciative of it. And he's just such a great content creator. His rise, like last year, he wasn't sitting at nowhere near the amount of subscribers that he has now, but he's now, I think, in the millions. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but go look him up. D'Angelo Wallace, he's a great content creator, and I am so inspired by him and his work ethic and what he's doing right now. So yeah, great dude. Next up, RDCworld. Obviously, there's not much I need to say about them. They literally have YouTube on lock. Like, they just released Anime House, I think 5 yesterday, and I watched it. It was really good. I've had critiques about their videos in the past, saying that they need this and they need that, but I really can't complain because I used to like trap with a broken ass setup too. Like, my main issues with them were always lighting and audio. They finally fixed those 2 things. They've gotten a lot better, so much better than when they started, and they're killing it. They're crushing it right now. Even on Twitch, they go over there, stream games. When they stream Among Us, it is the funniest thing. When they have groups of some of the people on this list with them playing Among Us is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I like almost died laughing at them. They are all hilarious. They get recognition. That Arby's thing that they had got a lot of recognition from even like Kevin Hart. So I think they're on their way, like surpassing all these medias for sure. So shout out to RDCworld. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the inspirations I have written down on this list. These are all, of course, bigger, more well-known streamers and content creators, but I get so much inspiration from the small streamers as well. Maybe I'll do another one with just smaller content creators that also make a big impact on me and I look up to. I get inspiration. I can't talk. I'm sorry, but I can't talk today. But this, I'm not starting this over. But there's so many different influences from so many different eras of YouTube and Twitch that it's all just so inspiring. I just want to give them all their flowers. Maybe potentially while they can still hear this, or just before I get any kind of notoriety. I just want to let you guys know where my inspirations come from and who I grew up watching. Like, a lot of that people from that first list, I grew up watching those dudes. Like, whenever they dropped a video, I was just like glued to my phone or whatever I was watching from, and they are all just so integral to where we are today as content creators. So if you haven't seen any of their content, I'm sure most of it's still on YouTube, so go check it out. And I think that's where I'm going to end today's show. If you made it to the end, you are amazing. I appreciate you as always. Let me know down in the comments below, who are some of your inspirations? Who did you gain inspiration from to start doing this, if you are a content creator? Or just who's the inspiration in your life? Is it your mom, your dad, your relatives? Who do you look up to? But as always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, rate that 5 stars if you're on Apple Podcasts. If you think that I should keep doing more just shout out podcasts, let me know. If you think that I went on too long about this, let me know. But that is going to be it for today's show. I appreciate all you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on the That Thot Podcast. Goodbye.
Yes, sir. Did you like that video? Me too, because I made it. I know it's good. If you did like that video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new here, subscribe. Make sure you have that bell turned on for notifications for when I make a new video. Also, you can catch me on any of the socials down below. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those. I'm on there. That's it. See you guys later.